Hey everybody, welcome to the second video of Monday. So I wanted to do a video to look into this new system. There's obviously a few other videos I want to look into, but this was one thing I wanted to test out as of last week. And that is the new system of team select prior to beginning a quest. Also, just wanted to show you this. This is a Black Panther issue number 5 from 2016. And I think next time, like when I've kind of like buy these little things, just do like little kind of like bits and videos just so like, hey, like pick this up. This was actually quite cheap. This was £3, and as a lot of you know, like it does cost a bit to get comic books. I mean, this is $4 in the US, but this Kabam or Marvel Contest of Champions variant is one thing I had my eye on, as well as the X-Men House of X, which is a very limited run. I'm trying to get one of them at the moment. Now, if you're not familiar with this system, it is basically, or the change of the system is basically like this. In standard quests, say for example, we'd go to Act 7, as a good example. I go in like so. I then kind of go, right, well, I'll select my team, but I'll have to go like, okay, well, if I've gone back to this for a long time, like I don't know the node, so you have to begin the quest, which you then kind of go, okay, well, I then know that node there. It's that. Oh, right. Okay, I might need an option for that. What are one of the many bosses? Okay, that's Boss Island, and they need to be done that way. Okay, I'll exit out after that. End quest, because you can't like restarting. Go back. You know, it's like, well, the way of kind of like doing is to then kind of go back into the quest again, like so. Is then time consuming again. Like go like, oh, I've got to bring that one in. I've got to bring that one in. And it just doesn't work out. You know, there's no kind of easy option to go back to where you had the team selection, and you're there like going, oh, is there like a better time saving kind of way to do this? And this is why I personally think that it's very good. I think the biggest problem is rolling this out to much more pieces of content, and that's the thing. I probably think it's best. There's a few other things like, you know, from a UI perspective, the selection of book, which is the left hand corner here, is really kind of slow, and that's one big problem here. By kind of like going to here, you go to book select, you then go back in again, and then what you have to do is you have to then back out. It's like there's the longer process to do some of the stuff to go in to do the story mode of the past. It's just like it just doesn't work out particularly well. But this month, and again, as I said, like Kabam announced that we're going to do this, is like you would literally go to the various different types of difficulties. FYI, turn up to the live stream tonight. We're going to be doing some Cavalier difficulty. Should be trying to bash out at least 2 of them, 100% of them, because we've got to get 100% by Wednesday, because I got stuff to do, and so do you. Like, we've got the new objectives dropping, and I'm going to probably be busy with that. But back to the main subject of the video, and that is reviewing this. So, say for example, I want to do 2.2. I know my counters, I know the champions I'm going to use for this, and it would be setting up for the science. Now, one thing Kabam should be putting in is like a little bit of a note to say like, or somehow put a note to say, what are the different types of notes? The advantage is, at least we can say with this, if you click the preview button, as we just did, you can then go into the quest and survey it, and then go, okay, well, I will guess I'll need that counter that I used before on that one. Also, that path may have something in particular I need to use. But at least to go, right, scientific exploit, it's whittled down. And then I don't need to click end quest. That's right. And I don't even need to go into the quest, because that's begin quest. I can go back to edit team, which takes you back to the page of sorting out your champions. Like for me, I absolutely love this. It is an amazing time saver, and I can literally then kind of go back. If I had not done any notes, and I'll say I was doing this for the first time, at least to say I can then go back to my notes really quickly and grab what I normally grab for this. So for this particular science node, I like using my cap, and I would like to use a Luke Cage, because Luke Cage is actually a fantastic option for this. But I've got like a team selection that I really like using, which is Cap, which I just remembered is an alliance quest, so I won't be using that. But yeah, this is just the kind of example perspective here. I definitely use She-Hulk, and I definitely use Mr. Fantastic, and I can get by with some of the other champion selections that I've got that I like rotating around and I like using. So at least I've kind of got that to my my liking. So that's one thing that's very good, especially with that lovely Doctor Doom. And as well, I'll probably rock another science champion for that particular interaction. Probably just get a torch into there or something like that. It's not my go-to team, but at least to kind of go, this process is better yeah, okay, once you're in the quest, you then have to kind of go like end quest in order to kind of go back into it again. But I just love the process. I think the process is a pretty solid idea that we kind of saving time. I wouldn't say this is like the best quality life improvement for the game, but you know, it's talking about the positives. You know, sometimes there's not a lot of positives about, say, the state of the game at the moment. But I want to say, like, you know, this is a good piece of game development in an otherwise kind of like scuffy but weird time for the game. So yeah, I think the person that did this is Kabam Zero, and Kabam Zero even said on the forums that, happy to say I managed to get this into 32.3 next month's build, so will not bother you for much longer. In response to, this sounds more like a bug to me, thanks for letting me know. I think it's, I don't know, maybe it's something else or something that's been dealt with, but maybe that's something that's been dealt with. I'm gonna find out what's that about. Oh, that's another thing as well. That's what you're pointing out. The play next. So when you get that play next one, which is kind of like, yeah, just like continue on the quest journey, have that option to like select rather than kind of going like I don't know, back to a point of going, right, well, you got the same team, because essentially you kind of go through the same process of kind of go like the same team in the next mission. I think you guys will know what I mean by that. So yeah, I think that's referring to having that fixed, so it kind of gets you back to that kind of team selection. So like you would go like, okay, like that, play next, and then it'll be like boom, you kind of like fitted with that. So I think that's what that's trying to be for players. So that's good. That's something that I would love to see next time. Just as well, like, because you end up having to like change your team, especially with Cavalier difficulty. But I would like to see it in other content. It has been well received, especially from what I've read, and especially from, yeah, as I said, like it's a time saver, especially because I can't stand going in and having to then exit out of quests in order to then go, oh well, yeah, I have to go and do that. Like, some people will excessively grind it out, and that's fine because you want to kind of like know what you're doing. But then for me, it may be a case like I'll spend a day off kind of like grinding Cavalier difficulty, come back to it the further day and go, hang on a minute, I need to go upstairs and have a look at my my written list of champions I use against these nodes, the Cavalier cheat sheet, in order to then kind of like refresh who I'm doing and then kind of like bring them in at the same time. So yeah, loving it. Preview button, the way that as well, there's some other stuff to mention which I forgot to say, like the way that you kind of you'll click a button, it'll take you to the boss. So at least to say like, okay, well there's the portals, the portal button there, you click on that, you've got the nodes coming in, you've got the portal at the top, nodes, and then kind of like centering around where you are, like you are here kind of thing, like a map. And yeah, the boss button there. So there's some nice buttons over the right hand side, as well as your boost button, and say what active boosts are or what boosts you have. So yeah, as I said, this feature I like. This is a great time saver. Yeah, people are probably saying like, okay, well this is something that other times should be devoted to, but I suppose it's one of these things where it's difficult to get a small win in an otherwise scuffy time for the game. So yeah, I mean, I think we should take it. What are your thoughts on this preview button and team select? Do you like it? Is it something you'd like to see in further updates? Or would you like to see it as well into other content, like permanent content down the line, which they have looked at, like in this forum thread, which I'll probably link in the description. They have been trying to do that, or they've been looking into it. So hopefully, fingers crossed for the future. Well done, Kabam, on something here. Kabam Zero in particular, and the team around the Genesis project. Yep, that's been a video. Hope you enjoyed it. Check out some of the other content located on screen, including the Marvel Contest of Champions news, a recent upload, and keep locked to the channel for fresh and new information coming to the game, as well as much more to come. Bye bye for now.